Unite the Kingdom March in London. Musk urges protesters to fight back or die, amid tensions and arrests. On Saturday, September 13, 2025, London saw one of its most charged political demonstrations in recent memory. The far-right Unite the Kingdom rally, organized by Tommy Robinson, drew large crowds, counter-protesters, and a strong police presence. Amid the demonstration, tech magnate Elon Musk made a dramatic virtual appearance, telling protesters they must either fight back or you die, and calling for a dissolution of parliament and a change of government. The day saw clashes, arrests, and deep divisions as tensions between opposing groups flared across the UK capital. The Unite the Kingdom march was led by Tommy Robinson, a prominent far-right activist known for his anti-migration rhetoric and criticism of the media and authorities. The event drew an estimated 110,000 people, according to the Metropolitan Police. In response, Stand Up to Racism (SUTR) organized a counter-protest, which itself brought out about 5,000 participants. To manage any confrontations, the authorities deployed over 1,000 officers and established barriers, attempting to create a sterile area to keep the two camps apart. From a remote video appearance, Elon Musk addressed the gathering, urging that British citizens must face what he portrayed as an existential choice. He told the crowd, "If this continues, you will have no choice. You either fight back or you die." He also claimed that the UK needed a dissolution of Parliament and a change of government. His message was particularly aimed at the reasonable centre, people not typically political militants, but those who perceive that current circumstances may force them into confrontation. The crowd's reaction was enthusiastic. Chants of Elon Musk and Elon greeted his appearance. Despite precautions, the event was marred by clashes between protesters and law enforcement. The Metropolitan Police described scenes of unacceptable violence. Incidents reported include protesters blocking counter-protesters in Whitehall, being moved on by police to create safe exit routes. In some cases, objects such as bottles, pieces of wood, and traffic cones were thrown at police officers. Police responded with force. Helmeted officers, horses, and charges were used to push back crowds and restore order, especially in Whitehall and Northumberland Avenue. Speeches and music continued past the 6 p.m. curfew time imposed on the Unite the Kingdom stage by police under the Public Order Act. Similarly, the counter-protest was due to end at 4 p.m. This overrun added further strain to the already escalating situation. Tommy Robinson, the organizer of the march, Robinson is a well-known figure in UK far-right activism. His profile includes robust opposition to migration, vocal criticism of Islam, and what he calls the mainstream media's bias. His supporters are deeply loyal. His critics regard him as provocateur and extremist. At the end of the rally, Robinson promised further events, stating that they would come back and finish this off. Elon Musk. His unexpected participation added scale and gravitas to the event, especially because his rhetoric went beyond simple support to urging confrontation and political upheaval. His words provoked strong reactions from other political actors. Ed Davey, leader of the Liberal Democrats, strongly condemned Musk's remarks, suggesting that Musk cares more about his ego than the British people or democratic institutions. He warned that democracy is too precious to be a plaything for foreign tech barons. There were concerns raised about how far free speech goes, how much responsibility external high-profile figures have when speaking into volatile situations, and what acts cross the line into incitement. This march is one of several recent indicators of rising political polarization in Britain, especially over issues like migration, national identity, governance, freedom of speech, and what many perceive as a failing or unresponsive system. Tommy Robinson has long been a polarizing figure. Previously an apprentice aircraft engineer, he rose to prominence through activism with the English Defence League and later independent media presence, court cases, and prison sentences. His supporters often portray him as a defender of free speech or speaking truths others shun. Critics accuse him of hate speech and spreading division. The presence of counter-protests such as that organized by Stand Up to Racism reflect that there is also a large segment of the public prepared to push back against rising far-right rhetoric. The more than 1,000 deployed officers, barriers, and attempts at separation all point to the recognized risk of clashes in such events. Political stability and governance. Musk's call for a dissolution of parliament and change of government, while unlikely to have immediate institutional effect, signals the level of frustration among certain groups. Whether this seeps into mainstream political discourse or motivates further activism or unrest remains to be seen. Law enforcement and public order. The event tested London's capacity for managing large-scale protests of opposing ideologies. The clashes and arrests show the difficulty in preserving order without infringing on rights. Overruns of imposed times for speeches and music suggest tensions over how tight control can or should be. Freedom of speech versus incitement. The balance between allowing controversial voices and policing hate speech or incitement becomes more critical in high-visibility events. Musk's and Robinson's statements, especially ones implying existential threats, raise ethical and legal questions about at what point rhetoric becomes actionable incitement. Social splits and identity politics. The sharp contrast between Unite the Kingdom attendees and their opposition reflects deep divisions in British society over identity, immigration, governance, and national belonging. Such rallies don't just reflect grievances, they may also deepen societal rifts. Lastly, the Unite the Kingdom March on September 13, 2025 was not just another protest. It was a flashpoint. With high turnout, powerful rhetoric, including that of Elon Musk, visible clashes and political fallout, it illustrates both how charged the British public sphere has become and how difficult it is to maintain civil discourse under such pressure. What remains to be seen is how this event will affect future political dynamics in the UK. Whether it emboldens similar movements, provokes stronger legal or regulatory responses, or spurs political actors to address the underlying grievances that draw tens of thousands into these polarized spaces. For now, the march remains a marker. A moment that reflects deep social anxiety, divisions, and the contest over who defines the future of Britain.